Hey. Well, okay, I'm only 10 minutes late. But yeah. That's not too bad. It's been worse. um
Yeah,
so is it cold up there for you guys?
a bit.
Hmm.
Uh, it's
And howdy. Huh?
it was around 50 earlier.
Hmm. Yes, it's starting to get cold, but it's gonna warm up a little bit next week and probably get cold again later. It's that time of year. For us, we have pretty wild fluctuations. It'll be like 75 at night and then like down to 40 something, in the morning. So it's hell on the sinuses. But
Oh yeah, I bet.
um hi Scott, hi Serena. Actually, we've got people tuning in. Yeah, we're just about 10 minutes late, but um Darren's entertaining company up front, so it's just going to be us this time. So we won't be freezing him with our, cool waters.
It's okay. You should get a squirt gun.
That's a fun idea. I have a really giant super soaker that I got about 20 years ago, but unfortunately the seals in those things will dry rot if you leave them, in a closet and don't use them. So much to my disappointment. But oh, okay. So Scott saw. So you saw my pagan pride service. Thank you. I had a really good time. I wanted to stay for more of presentations for pagan pride, but I actually was feeling really under the weather that morning, so I had to kind of get myself together just for the service. But that was all I could manage. But I'm glad it turned out well because you know the folks at Arkansas Pagan Pride, they've been really sweet, and I've this is actually my third year participating with them, and they're just cool. So yeah, and I'm thinking, if let me know if you guys want to do something tomorrow, because we're not going to be having trick or treaters. A lot of folks are going to be having to stay in, so. What I was thinking is we just broadcast from the backyard, and as long as my phone will let me, and we'll just have something really informal. I'll do a bonfire, get my darbuka drum out, and we'll just and you'll hear lots of commentary from Darren and from Morgan. So um, he's our quarantine
Sounds like a
buddy,
great idea.
huh? So,
Sounds like a great idea.
yeah, yeah. And a bonfire is a very traditional thing for Samhain. You know,
Yeah.
it's just I'm not going to be trying to leap the bonfire. Certainly not in garb. But yeah.
Cut out some paper snakes.
Huh?
Cut out some paper snakes.
Yeah. The fire pit that I have in the backyard. It's funny. That spot years ago there was a septic tank there, and somebody covered it over. So if you dig down far enough, you hit cement, and so that's where I have my little fire pit. But yeah, that's there's little shards of pottery from execrations we've done in the past. By the way, real quick announcement. I uploaded new stuff to Patreon. The new Kemetic how-to guide episode is up, at least there. It will go live on YouTube tomorrow. I want to try and have it in time for Halloween, so that'll be something else you'll get to see. So yeah. The energy with a blue moon, this weekend, it's really something. Um, and I know we're not the only ones that have been affected by all of that, the energy and everything that's going on, and it's just an interesting time, and that's the polite way to put it. It's interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to ground. Hopefully this doing a ritual can help us focus and It'd be like metal filings with a magnet. We can get everything nice and aligned. So, these cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Nichiru. I come unto you without falsehood and without evil, for I have cast out all evil that pertains to me. And my purity is upon my hands, my purity is within my heart. I've cast out all evil that pertains to me. I am pure. I am pure. I am pure. I am pure. I'm going to have to tell Darren it. I kind of miss a beat when I don't have him flicking water at me at this point. So.
Who knew Darren was a wob?
Yeah. I'm going to have to tell him, Darren, you're our honorary wob. He'll be like, what? Yeah. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light. The eye of Horus comes. To the four corners of the earth. And we are purified with it. Receive the light. We'll light our second candle here. There we go. You arise in the Aketis Kufri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Osir, Kentiamentiu, O Sekhmet the Great, Bastet, the Eye of Ra. You Nechuru, you lords of love and lords of life, grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Okay. Oh dear, did I forget that? I bet I did. Oh, criminy. Well, you know what? I'll just have to use this one. Take these, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Osiris, Sakhmet and Bast, Oyunochuru. These cool waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, Oyunochuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you, cleanses you, it adorns you, takes its place upon your hands. Oyunochuru, we give you this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, Oyunochuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Osir, Sekhmet, O Bast. Drink from it and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Okay. Pure, pure is Ra Khoiakh within his house. Pure, pure is Osir Kentiamentu within his house. Sakhmet the Great within her house. Bastet, the Eye of Ra, within her house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods with this good tea ships, even this good myrrh that is given. Tea ships is cinnamon. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Khoiakh, for Osir Kentiamentu, for Sekhmet Ahad, for Bastet Yerithra, in every place that their mortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Khoiakh. Come to your body, O Osir Kentiamentu, Sekhmet, Bastet. Come to your bodies, O Nochuru. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings and partake of them. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Osiris, before Sekhmet, before Bastet. All life comes from them, all health comes from them, all stability comes from them, all good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. O Ra Khoiakh and your son, the Osir Nisun Nekeprura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these your offerings and receive them from our hands. Okay. I'm going to do something a little bit different for offering water for a blessed dead. Let me step across here and manage not to be clumsy. Today's just been one of those days. Hail, Osir, take this, your libation, which is of this land, which produces all things. All things indeed come forth from this, upon which you live, upon which you exist. Take this water and share it with our blessed dead. As part of the mysteries where we will honor you and those who are in your kingdom. We light this eye of Horus. There we go. To bring light and life to our blessed dead. There we go. Okay. Horikere ta henket kakao apdu senachurmahat kudnebat nofra wabet onket nochurim and cow and akupunibu makerunibu kir nachura. A voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which gods live. For the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great God. All right. We come unto you, O Ra, Osiris, Sakhmet, Bast, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your ka shall live. Truly your need has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. This fed is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality for such as the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity for such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness for such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth for such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good for such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance for such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others for such as the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. And yes, technically on the calendar today is the feast of Bastet and Sekhmet, and that's why they are on the altar. And what's interesting is in the month of Khoiakh, even though we're celebrating the Osiris mysteries, somewhere, and I can't off the top of my head recall exactly which source it was, but there was a deity that was sort of the patron of each month. And the patroness of the month of Khoiakh was actually Sekhmet. So she has a role, in this, and she's also involved in the feast at the end of it, after you have the Osiris mysteries, when, it's time to celebrate, Osiris is ruler of Duat, but, Horus is crowned, of the living. There's also something honoring Sekhmet, and it probably has to do with her role as controller of fortune. So we're honoring her. We're going to light her candle. And certainly we're at such a point of flux right now, we could, certainly use her help. There we go. There we are. Hail, Sekhmet the Great, Eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail, Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light, who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Zfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. Oh. Go. I think we need to keep reading for the arrows of Sekhmet. It's funny. Darren said that he turned on the Weather Channel and then had to turn it off because he said there's another tropical system that's in development that they're watching. So, of course, hurricane season lasts technically until November 30th. So, we're not done with that aspect of things yet. So. Hail, O Sekhmet, who presides over the land. Lady of flourishing, generous one. Sekhmet, who protects the two lands. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the first arrow of famine. Hail, Sekhmet, O Curl, O hidden lady, Wajit the Great. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the second arrow of drought. Especially those poor folks in California and the West Coast. Hail, Sekhmet, who moves in light, who terrifies the gods with her massacre. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the third arrow of war. Hail, Sekhmet, who guides mankind. Lady of the dual shores, mistress of humanity. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fourth arrow of terror. Hail, Sekhmet, great shining one, foremost in the mansion of flame, who terrorizes the two lands with fear. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the fifth arrow of storms. Hail, Sekhmet, who loves Ma'at and hates Zfet, lady of the people. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the sixth arrow of oppression. Hail, Sekhmet, Uraeus who opens the acacia, great and sovereign one. Come to us who are under your sway. Save us, protect us, and preserve us from the seventh arrow of disease. And to Bastet. Inish hares Bastet nebet merit nebet ank satatum tepin neberager notcherita nebet pets chenit notcherer nebu. Hail and praise unto you, Bastet, lady of love, lady of life, daughter of Atum, firstborn of the Lord of all, great goddess, lady of heaven, mistress of all the gods. You open the movements of Shu, for he is your messenger. You slaughter with your arrows, you slay the evil one and seize the hearts of the wicked foes. Lady of the shrine, foremost of the sacred fields, mistress of perfume, mistress of joy. O Eye of Horus, O Eye of Ra, Uraeus whom Ra loves, protect us until the dawn. And from the great hymn to Osiris. Inash Harakoser Nebne Nisud Nacharu, Ash Ahranu Josser Kaparu, Seshtairu Impure, Shopses Kapu Kenti Jadu, Urgeratim Sachem, Nebhekenu Manjeti, Kenti Jafai Munu, Nebsakawim Mati, Basashta Nebkararet, Joser Nebhaj, Bara Jef Joseph, Hotepin Hines, Wanakarim Narit, Kopras Jesit Baef. Praise to you, Osiris, Lord of eternity, King of the gods, of many names, of holy forms, of secret rites and temples. This noble Ka at the fore of Jadu, great also in Sakhem, Lord of praise in Enjeti, foremost of offerings in Yunu, Lord of memory in Mahti, secret Ba, Lord of the cavern, holy in white walls, Ba of Ra of his very body, at rest in Hanes, excellent of praise in the Narit tree that grew to raise his Ba. Lord of the great shrine in Chemnu, great of terror in Shashotep, Lord of eternity, foremost of Abydos, in his distant place of the sacred land. Name that endures in the mouths of the people, primeval one of the two lands. Nourisher at the fore of the Aeneid of the gods, potent Akh among the ox. Noon has given him his waters, the north wind journeys to him. Dusk brings the south wind to his nose to please his heart. Lord of praise in the southern sky, praised one in the northern sky. The imperishable stars are under his rule, for his abode is among them. Now, I have a candle to Osiris, but I haven't lit it because where it's at, I'm afraid it would catch some things on fire. But let's see if we can move it away from the Aku shrine, because it would catch all this pretty stuff that I've got over here, and that would not be cool. So instead, we'll move him to the main altar. Oh. Yeah, well. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now, this is an original hymn to Osiris that I wrote. It's not a translation of anything. Hail, Osir, Lord of Duat, your feet rooted deeper than oceans, your crown reaching past the stars, your hands gentle, open as a father's, vast as your mother Nut, strong as your father Geb, loving as your sister Aset. Cool waters flow from you, green plants spring forth from you. Your grain sustains those upon earth, your cause sustains those in the west. Hidden are your mysteries, yet they are destined for all. All who live, they come to you. All who breathe, at last speak your name. The candle didn't want to light, but that's okay. I'll just put it right over here. I did have not a prayer request, but some thanks from one of our viewers who she and her boyfriend had been sick with COVID, but they got over it, and so far no negative, after effects. So definitely, we must relay their Thanksgiving for, being able to recover thus far from COVID. At this point, other requests for deities. I tell you what, we'll read for Jehuti because the full moon is coming up. And, any other requests, I'll try to, skim through and make sure that I've got Oh, that's weird. So, Serena posted something with like some emojis, and it was asking if, I wanted to it flagged it, but there we go. There. I guess YouTube was erring on the side of caution.
Looks like Jory asked for us just to pray for him.
Okay. Did just general
He didn't give any specifics.
Okay.
He says pray for me.
All right. Well, we'll definitely do that, and we can also check on him later. But, hail and praise unto you, O Jehuti, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Chemnu, wise one and Yunu. You report to Ra every morning. Messenger of humankind, you know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before Osir, their names are in your list. The Aeneid gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great God, Lord of Ma'at. Okay. Throwing fish at the screen. Okay, that's the question. Does Moot sync with Aset? I think she did in later periods. There's actually an article, I'll have to dig it up, and it talked about how Moot was very flexible because she ended up being, at one point, she was identified with Sekhmet, in the New Kingdom, and Hatshepsut had the Temple of Moot expanded, and, it was for Sekhmet feasts. And Amenhotep III had all these statues of Sekhmet that were built, and they were put, in the Moot precinct. But I think later by the Nubian period, and then further from that, she also started to kind of blend a little bit with Aset. If huh?
By that period, it seemed like Aset basically tried to absorb everybody.
Yeah. Well, by that point, Aset was becoming so popular, she was kind of, syncing up with everyone. So, let's see. All right. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Okay. And Alejandro had to step out. Well, we'll catch him later. Yeah. And there are some folks that tune in like on Monday mornings or later on, and that's cool. That's I'm glad that it doesn't matter if you're live or if you're listening to it later. We are here for you. Let's see. Request for clearing the way and healing, and pray for all those public health workers. Yes, definitely. And a chance to move past something. Okay. Feminist heathen mental health nurse A. Yeah. Let's see. And a prayer for good fortune. And let's see. But we just need some good vibes and clearing and good fortune. And a chance to move past things. And, it's funny, a lot of more mainstream pagans will have something that they do for Samhain where, they get rid of things. There was a coven. I love them to death. They're the lesbian witches in the woods. Really. And we've done Samhain things with them. And there was one year where they had a little coffin, like a little mini coffin, and we got rid of things, put things that we wanted out of our lives in that, and then they went and burned that in the bonfire. So, it's a good time for getting rid of things that we don't need anymore. So,
basically, we need tab opening.
huh? Say again?
It's the equivalent of road opener.
Yeah. Tell you what. Hear us, O Ra, great Lord of Yunu, and place your arms in blessing around those who are watching and listening. Let their names rejoice in your bounty, and their hearts take joy in take joy in your kindness. I need to slow down. Tell Neet and Upwa to open their ways for them, and may you protect them with your strong arm of compassion. For you are the All-Lord, the Lord of Ma'at. Holy and splendid is your name. Capri at dawn, Atum at dusk. Ra Haraketi as you rule the nine. O gods, may you grant us life, prosperity, and health, alertness, favors, and affection. May our eyes see you every day as ones righteous who set you in their hearts. Supply our needs of bread and drink, and guard our mouths in speaking. Come to us and give us counsel. Make us heedful of your wisdom. When one appeals to you, you come from afar. Lend your ears to the lonely and the poor. May you give breath to those who are wretched and bread to those who have none. Guardians of the weak, may you set the oppressed free, and let your blessings surpass all wealth. And I'm going to pull a fortune for us. Just see. Something's telling me to go for this one. It's like, this seems to be the one we need to go for. Of course, that's another thing. At this time of the year, and with everything else that's going on, this is a good time to do divinations. Just, if you're going to be doing any energy work, I think for most people, this kind of, is common knowledge, but, sometimes common knowledge isn't. But just make sure you have a safe space. Don't do anything risky. Never try to do energy work while you're buzzed, and just, practice safe magic. This PSA brought to you by the Kemetic Reform Channel. True friends will be there for you when needed.
Well, that's highly positive.
I hope so. I hope it doesn't mean, things are about to, go downhill. Yeah. But definitely, yeah. Now is a good time, especially, because we got the holidays coming up, and it's going to be really weird because of everything that's going on, and a lot of the things that we normally would be doing, we can't. Reach out to those that love you and that care, that the folks that you lean on, don't forget that you've got them.
I'm still waiting to see the craziness that's probably going to happen on Black Friday.
Well, I suspect Black Friday is actually going to be, well, at least I would hope that it's going to be a lot quieter, and most people are going to be going online, and Cyber Monday is going to be insane. And, yeah, and I'm really frustrated by the fact that like the little Aku things that I make, the raw material for that is out of stock, and I have not even been able to get it online. So I'm trying to find a way to get the wood parts to try and reverse engineer it. But that's why I haven't listed any more Aku shrines. And it's frustrating because this is the time of year when we would, honor our Aku, but our blessed dead. But I guess another thing that the gods would be telling us is, just be patient and take things in stride, because, remember, it's COVID. Whatever is not working, remember, it's COVID. Darren and I have to keep telling ourselves that. Huh?
The gods themselves are probably very annoyed with this whole COVID situation.
Well, it's so funny. I was being told last year, go ahead and enjoy yourself, and go take that trip to like to Tennessee, stuff like that. But without any explanation as to why. Just go and enjoy yourself while you can, and then change from 2019 to 2020. Bam! Nobody's going anywhere or doing anything. You know what? I can just sit tight and quarantine in my house and pay off the credit card.
Yeah.
You know what? So, yeah, sometimes you're not told why, and you just have to have faith and go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had noticed that a lot of the conventions, what they're doing now is having where you get to have basically a Skype conversation
Huh.
with all the various stars and whatnot.
That'd be pretty interesting. I'll have to pay attention and see if if anybody that I know would come up on that. But yeah. Oh, I love this. Back when I was a baby pagan, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, we floated away our worries went sound in little pumpkins. Yeah. Practice safe hex. Yes, thank you. Practice safe hex. Yeah. And I totally feel you with the whole thing. When dinosaurs roamed the earth. And I'm sure there's going to be a point where that's going to be a joke in a YouTube video somewhere. But yeah.
You don't make a mistake in like Jurassic Park ourselves,
No telling. But
2020 is not over
hey!
yet.
Don't give in. Don't tempt the fates. Because Yamano was saying 2020 is not over yet. It's like, no, it's not. Well, let's not get over eager here. But yeah. Hang on. Oh, okay. Yeah, we are. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I know who you are. Yeah. Because okay, but yeah. Feminist Heathen and I are the same age, and we'll see. The thing is, I keep thinking if I ever have to say something about long ago when I was a kid and dinosaurs roamed the earth, and then just put up an image of Dinobots from Transformers, because when we were kids and dinosaurs were cool, that's one of the reasons why the Dinobots were cool. So but I like making little jokes like that. But anyway, any more requests? Tell you what, something that I am going to do, because I know he's favored, and because full moon's tomorrow, lunar deities, we will honor Khonsu, who as a child when the first crescent comes into view, and since the moon is full, he's seen as a grown man, and then he ages and then is reborn with the new moon. So Khonsu Pachad ur Tsepiya Namun Kunina for Bener Merit Nisir Kharadu Nibu. Khonsu the Great, Khonsu the Child, very great. Firstborn of Amun, goodly youth, sweet of love, king of all children. Babe born alive, who repeats births like the sun disk, who repeats the renewal of Ra and Thebes. Babe in the morning, old man in the evening, youth who renews at the proper times, who arrives as an infant after his old age. Whom Mut gave birth to in Thebes as the august child, the living one in his manifestation of Khepri, Ra after he repeated births, a tomb in the evening within the entrance of Manu. Iris of the Ujat, Horus as a young child, babe of Amun-Ra, lord of food, plentiful of sustenance, lord of offerings who gives to those he loves.
He really is a nexus of like everything.
Say what?
He is a nexus about everything.
Well, the thing is, the reason why you have so many of those titles and he's being identified with Ra and with Horus and all that is because Khonsu is one of those fairly complex, deities. He has that child aspect, but because the moon, especially the full moon, is son of the sun, and kind of mirrors some of the sun's aspects, and especially if you were to step outside and it's clear right now, the brightness of the moon, would be. It's like, oh yeah, I can imagine this being the child of the sun, and who's carrying on his light in the darkness, and so. That's why you have some of those, aspects where, he's the continuation of his father. Just, he's not the same as the son, So it's kind of interesting. But let's see. Yeah. Oh, okay. And let's see. Yes, how cause to give him all the sweets. Well, you know what? Some of our blessed dead will protest over the Snickers, but let's see. Just want to offer general thanks to all the gods and goddesses for the many blessings my family and I have in our lives. And yeah, somebody else was asking. Isn't Constantine depicted as a young boy? Yeah, a lot of times he is as a young child. Other times he's depicted as having a hawk head, but the lunar crescent, on his head. Okay, and a prayer to Great Lady Renutet. You know what? I happen to have something in here, in my handwritten.
So many times.
Huh?
Many times I'll see statues, and they say this is Horus, and it's got a lunar disc. I'm like,
yeah. Well,
it doesn't have a crown or a disc.
Yeah. Well, the statue that I have that's raw, it was labeled as seated Horus, but because he has the sun disk, that's identify that as raw Khoiakh. And I've got another figure that's Horus, and he has the dual crowns, and that's more appropriate for him. But someone asked for a prayer to Renutet, and also some folks giving their Thanksgiving. And so, hail unto you, Renutet, the good, mistress of life, lady of sustenance, lady of the granary, flourishing in the storeroom, foremost of the best goods, foremost of the finest foods, Renutet who embellishes the storeroom. Renutet wajet, sewajut nibu. Flourishing Renutet, who makes all lands green. And that was a way of saying to make things, flourish. Renutet Cirket, who locks up serpents in the circle of her house. Ya Renutet Nofret Hetpit. Hail, good Renutet, the appeased one.
We really could make a Kemetic style Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and you know what? I may have to experiment with that because we're not having our usual company for Thanksgiving, and so it's going to be just us, and so I can get a little weird and maybe do some decorations and stuff like that, and it won't, I won't have my brothers asking me dumb questions, huh? So.
No, I was laughing.
Yeah.
Thinking, your brother's asking you dumb questions.
Yeah. I love my brothers to death, but they, one of them especially tends to, dominate the conversation. And I'll invite them to dinner for my birthday, and then they spend the whole evening complaining about, how often each of them ends up taking a bathroom break at work because they work at the same shop. And it's like, you sound like a couple of old men. We're here for my birthday and you're arguing about this. Come on. So, we're going to take a break from that, and we'll see if we can do something fun like that. Oh, nice. And ready to take. I've recently got your job. You know what? That's cool. There's an ongoing conversation on the Facebook thing because somebody asked, well, who should I pray to about getting a job? And I don't remember if Renutet's name came up, but I'll have to mention that. And what offerings does Isis like? Milk. Milk is associated with Isis. The Egyptology books say honey cakes. I'm guessing if you were going to... And I think that there's still like some Middle Eastern cookies that are kind of like that, but unless you can go to a Middle Eastern grocery, just, sweet cakes and milk would be good offerings for Isis.
Now, if you're talking about something other than being eaten,
Mm-hmm.
she likes refined goods, things that we would think of being a luxury.
Okay, yeah, Yamanu was saying that like non-edible goods, things that are like luxury goods, I guess. Um,
Yeah, makeup, pretty jewelry, things like
yeah. Maybe some perfume, but
that. Yeah.
okay. Which one now? Oh, that's cool. I invited her to eat. Rennie to eat lunch with her, and got an hour later got a job offer. That is awesome. That's very cool. The this board should allow anyone to find the server so long as they know the name. Okay, yeah, you know what? And I planned to go log in and create an account on Discord this afternoon, but ended up having to do other things instead. So eventually I will get there. I promise. It's just, some things take me a while because, it's like I have if you were to look at my to-do list, I would be, like a scroll.
3 miles long.
Yeah.
Now, they're all talking about jobs related to Renutet. Something clicked in my head. I'm like, we have the concept of what we call breadwinner.
Haha, the breadwinner, yes. I tell you what, I have a candle here, and this is a Renutet candle. Since she has been invoked and praised, we will light her candle on the altar. So, yeah, and it's funny. Darren had a dream where he encountered Renutet, and she actually didn't take the form of a cobra. He said she looked like a very beautiful Middle Eastern woman, and she had like this spread of food on a cloth, and was like feeding him all these tasty Middle Eastern foods. I was like, she likes you, Darren.
Sakhmet, he's just gonna have a good old time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and more offerings for Isis. Yeah. Myrrh, lapis, yeah. Yeah, we're all gonna have to get on the Kemetic Discord, at some point, and no, I'd be getting on yours, so yeah, yeah, it's gonna happen. But in the meantime, if if there are any more requests, let me know. Any requests for divination, anything like that, and if not, then we'll work on wrapping it up. But it's interesting that you mentioned, because somebody just said that they were meditating and saw Nebbit Hut, and she was in purple. And somebody said we prayed to Anubis yet. So we'll definitely add him. And it's funny you mentioned the purple for Nebbit Hut, because I have not been able to make any beads for her yet, but for some reason purple was the color that I was seeing, and hearing somebody else say that means I'm on the right track. So, if I can make beads for her, they will be purple.
When I think of Nebbit Hut, I think of dusk.
Mm-hmm.
Dusky sky.
Yeah. Huh. But there's actually reference to her in some spells from the Greek magical papyri, and she's described as a beautiful woman riding upon an ass, as in a donkey. So that connection was set. But yeah. And Anubis says we honor our blessed dead. This is also your domain. And so we offer prayer to you. Hail and praise, O Anupu, great God upon your mountain, master of secrets in Duat, ruler of the west, fair son of Osu. Great physician who heals, your seal is our protection. Crown prince of the Aeneid, keen-faced among the gods, you stand at Osur's side. You serve the blessed dead, they live because of you. Okay. I would venture, because I'm reading over the comments right now, and I'd venture to say that frankincense is one of those things that you can't go wrong with, as far as Egyptian deities. If you can't think of something else to offer them in terms of a flavor of incense or whatever, go for frankincense. That or sandalwood. It seems to be like,
I was going to say sandalwood. Yeah, that was the dinner bell.
Yes, yes. But, okay, that's...
They seem to like Palo Santo, too.
Huh?
They seem to like Palo Santo as well.
Well, that's definitely a New World offering.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's... I've used it a little bit, but, just not. I have some sticks of Palo Santo, and I use them more for like just smudging the house. But I'm certainly glad that folks have been able to tune in, and that you're able to enjoy it. I'm glad to have you all here, and you'll get to hear Darren tomorrow. And I think I'll try and do it around the same time, 8:30, so it'll take some, guesswork out of it. But, what I may do is kind of like when we had the WEP Run Pet, I did like a quick test early in the day just to see if it would work, and I'll do that to kind of check in, and then we'll, just do something informal and enjoy, virtual Halloween. Instead of, spreading germs. So, just reading over the comments real quick and seeing, what about fruit? What type of fruit is best to offer?
Truly all of them, like pomegranate that I know of.
Yeah, wish I could use any kind of incense, but triggers. Oh man, yeah, and I'm really fortunate. Most of the time, the less smoke incense doesn't bother Darren that much, but occasionally it, if he's just not having a good day, it'll aggravate it, so I have to put it out. And it seems. I wonder if those funky little reed diffusers would do any better with that or not. But yeah, it's funny, the discussion about fruit, that's giving me some thoughts for another video that I have planned, and it's going to be for December, because I know what topic I'm going to work on for next month, but I'm trying to think ahead to December and what I'm going to work on. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pray for our offerings to endure. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great need, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Yunu endures. As the name of Osir Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Asat in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Osir, O Sekhmet, O Bastet, Ma'at, O Renutet. O Necheru, you have come in peace. May you go forth in peace, O Necheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjek bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay, guys. Well, if you're not able to tune in with us tomorrow, in the meantime, I hope you've had a wonderful Halloween, Samhain, and Dia de los Muertos. And we'll see you again soon. In the meantime, much love and be safe. Oh, okay. Hang on. So, Brian, there's a quick supplication for me to have an easy-ish and orderly transition to my next plays. Okay, yeah. Oh, gods, especially one of you, because we know who this is. Please look after him and make sure that he has a nice and safe transition, and that he can join us again next week, and everything will be cool. Much love to all of you. Okay. Yes, and if I'm going to do anything tomorrow, I will post. I will mention it here and in the Facebook group, and I'm shooting for 8:30 Central, which would be 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific. But I'll post if there's going to be any changes. In the meantime, you guys, much love.